Morning guys, welcome to the shop. I'm going to show you some more of the airplane here in a second, but I'm printing a little gauge block. It's an angle specifically set to 91.4 degrees, and when it gets a little further here, it's on the top half of it. It'll actually print in the number on there to kind of mark it. But printing that for the airplane construction project, and I'm going to pause the video here and then I'll splice them together, I guess. But I'll show you this when it's done, what it looks like and where it gets used. So here's the finished part, 91.4 degrees. I checked that with the my Machinist protractor, which isn't terribly accurate, but and I laid this on the plans. I'll go over there and show you that. And then here's where we're going to use it. Right now I've got it set up in there, and I haven't done any adjustment yet, so it's looks like it needs to be a little bit longer. And so what you do is you unscrew this rod bearing or the other one, either end, and get that so that it's nice and that it lines up with that angle. But let me show you over here on the plans what that looks like. So right there's the block, and you can do this, like I said, I posted on the Vans Air Force website. You can do this 100 different ways, but I laid it in here and double checked the angle with the plans. They describe using a punch with something behind here and punching each corner, and then you have identified the shape and the angle, and then transfer that to something and cut it out. But I'm always looking for something that is a practical print, and it also, this is real simple, but it gave me something to do in I use Fusion 360 to design stuff, so I like to try to improve my skills. I'm still cutting my teeth on that. So this was just a single sketch in Fusion. I did it as lines, and then I did set the angle to 91.4 as a dimension. I also dimensioned these edges to 100. It's probably bigger than it needs to be, and if somebody else wants this, I might go ahead and put a couple of lightning holes in here. That'll just make it print a little bit quicker and use a little less plastic when you print it. The numbers are extruded into the part, and then I used a black Sharpie to highlight them. You could do this as a two-color print, which I've done that a couple of times. It's hard to do and get it to come out right. You use a little plug-in I use a Kira slicer, and so I'm not as good at that as I'd like to be, but that's how you could do it also. And then you could extrude it up. This is extruded into the part a 1/2 millimeter, and you probably can't see that very good, but then that way it leaves a recess in there, and then you can color it in. You could have it sit proud of the surface and then use a different color filament for that last layer. But that's how that works. And I think I said something also in my post. Right now the plans are laying on the bench, but there are the brackets that slip over the shelving, and that's where I typically keep the plans when I'm not working on something like this. So there's the elevator and the rudder or vertical stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer, all attached, and I put the rudder on here eventually, I think, just to check the swing of that. But we'll finish up doing the elevator push rod and get on with it. See you next time.